Hi, I'm Max and welcome to Learn the Washboard episode 13, the Amen drum break. This is very exciting because we are going to learn a little bit of history and then how to play the most famous drum break in all of recorded music. If you have any questions about this or other videos, things you'd like to see coming up, leave it down below in the comments feed. And if you enjoy it, don't forget to like and subscribe. Well, let's get into it here. We'll go back in time at the beginning. Let's say it's 1969. A band by the name of the Winstons records an R&B single called Color Him Father. Goes on to win the Grammy the next year. Pretty celebrated in the moment, but nobody pays much attention at all to the B-side on the vinyl of that single. The B-side to Color Him Father is a song called Amen Brother. And at the 1 minute and 26 mark of that song, of Amen Brother, minute and a half into it, the whole rest of the band stops playing, and the drummer, Gregory Coleman, plays 4 bars all by himself. A drum break. Now these 4 measures, this is about 5-6 seconds, will change the course of music history forever. Not right away though, because for about 17 years nobody thinks about it or talks about it. But then, in 1986, the EMU SP sampler is invented. And sampled music starts as a genre. Now hip-hop is just being born, it's being created, and these early hip-hop rap stars, they're looking for drum beats without the rest of the music because they want to create a new song with it. They're looking at intros, but especially drum breaks through the 60s and 70s. They're looking for great, funky, danceable drum breaks, and the Amen Brother, the Amen break is exactly what they're looking for. They slow it way down in the 80s, bring the tempo back, and people like Salt-N-Pepa, Easy Rock, Tough Crew, most famously NWA and Straight Outta Compton, take this Amen Brother drum break and use it as the backbone for their new songs. That's what's happening in the US in the 80s. And then as you get into the 90s, in the UK, DJs like Carl Cox in the rave scene and hardcore rave music start using it. And then Lenny DeLice and Noise Factory, they start mixing in gunshots and yelling, and jungle music is really created using the Amen drum break. A few years go by and a DJ named Invisible Man takes all these noise effects and distortion out of it, goes back to the source material, the clean, sort of funky, original Gregory Coleman drum part in a song called The Beginning, and starts drum and bass as a genre using this drum break. All the way up to today, where people like Tyler Creator and countless others continue to use the Amen drum break in their music. You know, it's been sampled over 2,000 times, making it one of the most sampled bits in all of music history. We'll get into it now. We're going to learn how to play it one measure at a time, nice and slow. And then we'll try to talk about and think about things we can take from the Amen break in creating our own drum breaks moving forward. Now, we're not playing it on a drum set. We're playing it on a washboard. So we're going to be a little creative with it. I'll use the wood on the side here to be the hi-hat. I'll use the pan in the middle to act like the snare drum. And I'll use this suitcase to act like a bass drum. All right, let's look at the first measure here. It's a pretty standard funk beat, break beat, backbeat, people call it. But let's break it down beat by beat, nice and slow. Whenever I'm trying to learn a new piece of music and it's hard or it's complicated and I can't wrap my head around it, it's always reassuring to think that there's never a single part that I can't do. They hit the bass drum and the side, they hit this. One thing at a time, I can do all the pieces. It's memorizing the whole long pattern that can take quite a bit of practice. But if you love the drums, it's really worth it. And if you're a phenomenal drummer, it's easy and you learn how to play it pretty quickly. For the rest of us, it's slow. Well, let's take a look at the first measure. Your right hand is playing eighth notes. Again, we're going to use the wood here to be like a hi-hat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Your right hand plays that all the way through all 4 bars. Now your foot on the bass drum is playing 1 and at the very beginning with your right hand. Let's try that. 1 and, 1 and, 1 and, 1 and. That's how we start. Then your left hand hits the snare drum on the 2. 1 and 2, 1 and 2. And your right hand plays the and of 2. 1 and 2 and, 1 and 2 and, 1 and 2 and. Now your left hand plays in between the and the 3. 1 and 2 and, 1 and 2. Your right hand plays the 3, and your left hand plays between the 3 and the and. You start feeling that funk groove. Now your left hand plays the and between the and the 4. Your left hand plays the 4, your right hand plays the and. And then your left hand plays just after the and of 4. Let's try that over and over and over again. Because this first bar, thankfully, is also the second bar. So we don't have to learn anything different for that. So let's play bar number 1 and bar number 2 just over and over. It's a great funk pattern to play. You can play this just to be your song. You ready? Nice and slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now that's about the speed that you will play it on like a hip hop song. Let's go to measure number 3 now. It starts out just the same way. Foot, hand. And then it doesn't play that double bass drum part. It doesn't play the left hand accent on the downbeat of 4. It holds off that 4 until the and of 4. Let's play through it nice and slow. You see it? You want to do, but it holds off that, usually it's the 2 and the 4 accents on the left hand. 1, da, 2, da, 2, da, 2, da, but holds off that last one to the and of 4. This is what goes from funky to being crazy funky. You ready? Now, everybody thinks it's coming because you just played it twice. So you take it away and then you give it to them a half beat, an upbeat later. It's an excellent, excellent little trick you can use anytime you're playing a song and people think they know what's coming. You're playing a blues song. Just gives it like a little hiccup, a rock song. Just that little bit of drag. Oh, Gregory Coleman. It's so terrific. So we'll play bar number 1, bar number 2, and bar number 3 with that sort of late snare accent on the and of 4. Ready? Let's play it nice and slow. First 3 bars. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's do it one more time. Ready? 1, 2, and 3, and 4 and. Okay, let's take a look now at our final measure, our fourth bar. Same thing, right hand's just playing eighth notes. At the beginning, it's 1, E, and a, 2, E, and. Let's take a look. Right hand in the foot, just the foot, left hand and right hand, left hand. Let's play that first half. You get it? And then the second half. The second half of measure 4 is the exact same as the second half of measure 3. So thankfully, we've already gone over that too, but we'll play it nice and slow one more time. Second half of measure 4. Play all of measure 4. Again. One more time. Let's play just measure 3 and measure 4, because these are the little bit crazy ones. Dragging the downbeats, empty spaces, rests. So just 3 and 4. Try to wrap our heads around it really slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Again. Let's play the whole thing. The most famous drum break in music history. All 4 bars. Nice and slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And there you have it. Let's play it a little bit up to speed as it would have been played as a funk song. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right. Now, as a funk song and as a drum break, those first 2 bars, that's what Gregory Coleman is playing in the Allman Brothers song. He's playing just that funk beat. And when it comes into the drum break and everybody in the band cuts out and it's just him, for the first half of the drum break, he plays what he'd been playing before. Now, in the drum break videos I made in episode 11 and 12, we talked about that as an option, that you can just play the beat through the break. Everybody cuts out and it's just you keep the dance alive. He does that for half of it. And then in the second half, he starts to get really creative, moving the downbeats around and mixing it up. So think about that as you shape your own breaks. When everybody in the band says, "Oh, this is a great song," instead of usually we have a guitar solo or a bass part. How about we have a drum break? Everybody cuts out, it's just the drummer. We come back in and everybody's dancing and say, "Oh yeah, I got an idea. I'll just play the Allman break from the Allman Brothers song." And everybody who's a drummer will know your reference. You're just playing a rock song. Well, thanks for coming. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Hope you learned something. You got any questions, leave it below in the comments feed. There will be a link here to subscribe in just a second and a link here to look at other Learn the Washboard videos. I'll play you out just messing around with the amen break. 1, 2, 3, 4.